Springhill Toyota, Mobile County Public School System, high school football showdown of the week. This week, our game of the week will be the LeFlore Rattlers taking on the BC Rain Red Raiders. This normally would be a pregame show leading up to the game, but with a conflict scheduling at Last Stadium with South Alabama having their game moved to Friday night, our crew was unable to get in to live feed the game for the show. So we're just going to host a show here and kind of talk with both teams and get information and talk to those teams as far as what they're going to do leading up to this week, preparation, and what to expect for the upcoming game. Centennial had a big win over BC Rain, 28-18, took advantage of some of the miscues and 7 turnovers from BC Rain. Baker had a big win over Viger, brought Baker's overall score to 2-0. Williamson starts the year off at 2-0 by defeating Chickasaw 34-6. Blunt had a big win against Robertsdale, 42-0. LeFlore dropped a tough one to Saraland, 42-14, which we'll talk about LeFlore today and the BC Rain game. Murphy defeated Alma Bryant 42-14. McGill edged Davidson 15-6. And Theodore starts off the year 2-0 also with a 41-6 victory over NGM. When we come back, we're going to listen to the sounds of the BC Rain marching band and talk with Coach Stone and the BC Rain Red Raiders.
As Alabama's first and largest school system, Mobile County Public Schools prides itself
on the high quality of education we provide our students.
We have been successful over the years in raising our graduation rates
and have been recognized nationally for closing achievement gaps.
We believe that our primary focus is to educate all students to become productive citizens.
This is our commitment to them and to you.
To be in the AP program, it not only offers you great opportunities in the classroom, but also outside. Like being a member of the AP program, I can come into college already being a sophomore in college, so I can completely skip 1 year just by completing all my AP credits and by taking the classes and passing the exams. I would recommend other students to take AP classes because being a member of the program offers so many benefits and helps you decide what you want to do in the future and where you want to go with your life.
I think it's a good idea for students to enroll in this program because it offers a sort of new way to learn. It feels like in AP classes, you're actually expected to learn and apply yourself and apply the knowledge as well. Helped me to learn how to work harder. It's helped me learn my limits as a student. It's sort of helped me to be more confident in myself as well as a student in my abilities.
Welcome back to the Springhill Toyota Mobile County Public School High School Football Showdown. You just heard the sounds from the BC Rain Marching Band. We're back with BC Rain's head coach, Tella Stone, some of the representatives from BC Rain football team and cheerleaders. Appreciate you guys being here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, Coach, we're just getting the season started. I know you guys played a preseason game earlier this year to kind of kick things off, and then you just finished up with your first regular season game. Let's talk a little bit just about the season in general and the expectations leading up to this season.
Well, like you said, we started off with a jamboree game against Springhill County. We came out, we played pretty well. We won 38-18. Then we followed that up with Centennial, opening the season. Got off to a rough start, man. We did a lot of things to beat ourselves, had 7 turnovers. So the emphasis this week coming up, get ready to face LeFlore. All week long, let's eliminate the things to beat ourselves. Let's clean up our play and give ourselves a chance to win at the end.
Well, Coach, I know that when Alabama High School Athletic Association changed from a 10-week to an 11-week season, giving the opportunity for teams now to where they can have a bye week, or they could come in and start the year off with a real regular season game. What's the advantages that you feel like playing a preseason game instead of starting the year with a regular game, or vice versa?
I think teams that start the season off with a jamboree has a lot of advantages, you would think, because a lot of wrinkles that you have early on in the season, you got time to iron them out in the jamboree game. But starting our season this year, ours went kind of opposite. I mean,
right.
First in the jamboree game, we came out and executed offensively. We executed on the defensive side of the ball. Then we come back to season opener and had 7 turnovers. So you would kind of want the things that happen for us happen in the jamboree game and not the season opener. So, but I think the advantages are you got plenty of time to iron out the wrinkles.
Right, and I tell you, when you talk to a lot of coaches, and you definitely don't want to be peaking at this time of the year. Coaches are kind of perfectionists, and of course they want everything to go perfect throughout the game. But all you can do is grow from week to week,
right,
and hope that whatever mistakes you made, you're a better football team the next week.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about the preparation leading into this game and what you guys really focused on this week, other than not turning the football over. But what are some of the things you guys you thought did well leading into this game?
Like I say, we played well defensively. With all the turnovers we had, we only gave up 28 points. We still had a chance to win the game right there at the end. Right. Anytime you make that many turnovers and still lose by 10, somebody played well, either with special teams or the defense. So we want to put emphasis on continue to get better at the things that we're doing good, such as special team and defense, and let's polish up the mistakes we made offensively. And our main focus week to week is don't worry about the opponent. Let's come out and let's work on BC Rain. Let's work on what we do, and everything else will fall into place. And that's what we did all this week. Just worked on us, kind of get better offensively, get better defensively, and in special teams.
Coach, you got a couple players sitting here. You want to introduce who they are and what position they play?
We got with us today, we have Nicholas Safford. He's a senior, listed as a safety, but he's an athlete for us. He's lined up at safety. He'll line up at outside balcony. He'll line up at slot, wide out. He's just a playmaker for us. And also have another senior, Katori James. He's been with me 4 years now, and he's our starting center. He's a guy that kind of calls all the shots on the offensive line, and it's big to have a guy that has a lot of experience in that center position that can call out blitzes and call out the different blocking schemes that we're trying to do.
All right. Well, Nicholas, tell me about playing different positions on a Friday night. A lot of guys just play one position, but what's it like playing multiple positions on the field?
Playing multiple positions on the field, I mean, it's a challenge, but I have to do what I got to do to help my team out, make sure we get to the top.
What's your favorite?
Receiver.
You like the offensive side of the ball?
Yes, sir.
I got you. What did you feel like coming into this season, your expectations, your goals as not only a player but as a team?
My expectations for my team was I wanted to be a leader and lead my team and make sure everything was good, just on both sides of the ball, as a team as a whole.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
And that's important. Having coaches preach it all the time. I know about team leadership and they can't have enough leaders on the team. Katori's, it says you're a 4-year center. playing center. So you're kind of the leader of that offensive group that I used to think as far as making the calls on the line of scrimmage and getting those offensive linemen in the right direction and knowing what to do. What do you think as far as your outlook on this season offensively as a unit and your offensive line, the guys that play with you every night?
Well, first off, we got a lot of talent, and the only way we can be a good team is if we utilize our talent. Yeah, we got a big offensive line, and we should be able to remove the ball effectively and at the pace our offensive coordinator wants us to run the ball. And lastly, it's my senior year, so I'm going to push them as I want them to push me, and we got to be able to be disciplined and be able to, because we got all the talent. There's no reason why we can't make it to the playoffs this year or even go farther. We're getting coached the right things, so now it's just time for us to utilize.
And offensive linemen are always the least publicized position on the field, but they're the most important.
Absolutely
the guys
right.
that do the work and the grind every play. So trust me, I know how important a good offensive line is, and the key to the success of not only the offensive group but the entire team in general. Well, Coach, I know talking to you earlier this year, you are very high on this team, and as you go into this week with LeFlore in preparation for the season and looking to take one step at a time and getting better, tell us a little bit about the region that you're in and what you're up against for this coming year in your region play.
I tell you what, and I tell everybody that I talk to, 6A Region 1 is kind of like the SEC of college football. I don't think it's any other region in the state of Alabama that's better than this region. And you look at it, a lot of the teams in the past, things that they've done with the championships that has come from this region. So it's tough. Every Friday night, you got to go out and play, man. Every game is a playoff game to us. So, we missed the playoff last year by one game. The kids know what they need to do in order to make the playoffs, and I think they're up for the challenge. And so, like I say, it's just been a grind for us every week. We take it 1 week at a time, working on getting better, doing the things that we do good, and correct the things that we're doing bad, and hopefully things are going our way at the end.
It is a tough region, and many even say that it might be the toughest in the state in all classifications when you match it from top to bottom of the teams that compete. But playing those type of teams week in and week out can only make you better,
Absolutely.
in the competition that you have. Going into the year and the expectations that you have is so important. How do you build off, coming off of a loss that you said where it was mainly 7 turnovers, which is almost impossible to come off of? How can you take that negative and turn it into a positive during the week of preparation?
Well, anytime you have that many turnovers and you still lose by the margin that we lost by and still have a chance at the end of the game to be able to go score and win, that's something that you can take to practice with, and knowing that if we correct the things that we did wrong, we eliminate the turnovers, that the score probably would have been totally different than what it was. So the kids know that. We'd explained it to them, and now it's just a matter of coming to practice, executing, eliminating mistakes, and giving ourselves a chance to win.
Well, the game will be played at Last Stadium, right?
Right.
Coming up, and Coach, I want to thank you guys for being here today, and the players and the cheerleaders for representing you guys, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you for having us.
We'll be back with the sights and sounds of LeFlore's marching band and talk to LeFlore players and coaches. Welcome back to the Springhill Toyota MCPSS High School Football Showdown with LeFlore and BC Rain. Here with us right now we have Coach Schamberger from LeFlore, representatives from LeFlore's football team and cheerleaders. Coach, thank you for being here.
Oh, more than happy to be here.
Coach, I know the season's getting started. It's just kind of kicked off. I know you've got a couple of games under your belt. Let's talk a little bit and reflect on the last couple of games, I guess starting with your first game of the year.
Well, we played Wilson High School the first game. We were without 6 of our starters on offense, and it actually showed up. I think we had a total of 94 yards, and it kind of hurt us with those guys being out, but I thought we played good defense, and just didn't go our way, and Wilson played a great game. In the game against Saraland, I thought Jack West did an outstanding job, but I thought our guys played excellent out there in that game. The kid made some throws that, a kid of his caliber can make,
Right.
Average quarterback couldn't make that throw that he was making out there the other night. But overall, I feel good about our team.
Well, Coach, I know you and I spoke earlier, and you're very high on this group that you have this year, and I know the record necessarily doesn't reflect on how you feel at this point where your team is. I know Saraland's a very good football team year in, year out. What do you feel like are some things that your team has shown to do pretty well that you can kind of build on over these last couple of games?
Well, I think we fought for 4 quarters in the Saraland game, which I was very proud of. I told the kids after the game I saw a lot of good things. Overall, I think we're going to be fine. I think we're getting better at the right time, and I think we'll have a good showing out there tomorrow night. I feel good about what we got going on for Thursday night. But overall, I think we're getting better each week.
Yeah, and we were talking to BC Rain earlier about the region that you're in, and what is your kind of look on the region that you guys are in right now?
Well, I'm like Tellis, man. It's a tough region. Every week it's going to be a tough dog fight every week. And I think that on the off season, I think we built ourselves up to be prepared for that. And I feel good about this squad, and I think we're going to do some good things this year.
Well, Coach, who do you have sitting here beside you as your players?
I have DeJuan James running back and T. John Phelan the quarterback.
All right. Well, DeJuan, I know Coach has talked a little bit about you, very high on you as far as being a quality running back. So what is your expectations that you have for yourself this year as a player?
Well, the expectations that I have for this year, 2,500 yards and 30 touchdowns, and basically try to get my team to the playoffs and maybe the championship.
So you put a lot of pressure on yourself to tote the rock a pretty good amount of time, don't you?
Yes, sir.
And what grade are you in this year?
12.
You're in 12th grade, okay. And is running back, that's your favorite position?
Yes, sir.
You like running the ball a lot?
I play a little defense too.
Do you play a little defense too?
Yeah.
Well, tell us, T. John, what about yourself?
By myself, okay, I'm LeFlore starting quarterback. I like to get the ball out a lot. I'm a pretty mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
I have Derek Finkley over here, my receiver. This is my go-to guy, and also I have DeMond Hawkins too.
Are y'all a no huddle team? Do y'all huddle?
No huddles.
Y'all huddle?
No huddle, sir.
No huddle?
Yes, sir.
So you got to be pretty vocal, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. You like taking command out there?
Yes, sir.
And being in charge, and being the quarterback, you're kind of looked at as the leader of the football team.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel like that your team, as far as the leadership aspect goes, do you feel like you think you got good leaders on your team?
Yes, sir. That's as well. I'm big on leadership. Me and DeJuan James, we come out to practice. We should be the first ones out there. I get my team going up and up, doing the practice in the game. So I'm pretty big on leadership.
Yeah, that's important. We talk about it almost every segment, and because you can lead by example, not necessarily,
Yes, sir.
Actions speak louder than words. You heard that expression.
Yes, sir.
Well, Coach, how's practice going this week, getting in preparation for the game?
Been good. We worked out Sunday. Came back on Monday morning, and we went yesterday and today. Things been well, not bad at all. Getting ready.
Well, you know, when you look at the outlook of the season and, you know, your expectations where you feel like that your team can meet, you know, how close do you feel that you're about to bring everything together to maybe, you know, start making some noise in region play?
I think we're close. I think with this group right here, I think we're real close. We got about 19 seniors on this team, and I think they've been playing with us for 4 years now, and I think we're real close. I think tomorrow night is going to be a real big showing, letting us know exactly where we are tomorrow night.
What do you think the keys of the game are going to be tomorrow night?
Just as long as my team is focused and playing fast and playing hard, I think we'll be fine. I think, you know, against Sarah Land, I thought we did really well, and just got to stay focused for 4 quarters. Right. We get stops like we need to at the times that we need them. I think we'll be fine. I think the offense is going to do some real good things. Just got to make sure we get stops.
And, you know, during the course of a game, adversity is always going to happen. Adversity hits in the manner of a bad snap, interception, or a fumble. You know, how important is it to teach your team how to stay focused when bad things occur? Because it's easy to stay focused when everything's going good. Yeah, so how do you practice for those things? I know you talk about it, but you know, what do you do to try to install that in your players?
We talk to the kids and we let them know that you have to be mentally tough, and that's what we got to have. Along with the physical toughness that we have, we got to be mentally tough. And if we do that, I think we'll have a really good season.
Yeah, and you know, people don't understand the football game itself is almost more about mental toughness than it is physical. Now you got to be both. Right. You got to be both, and so it's really important to install that in your players, and it's almost turned into a 365-day a year thing.
It is. If you're not working all year round, you're gonna be behind. Because I mean, in the region that we play in football across the country, from high school to college to the NFL, I mean, you have to work all year. If not, your team will be behind.
That's right. Well, Coach, you know, we appreciate you guys being here today and taking the time to come out and joining us. Guys, thank y'all for sitting down and being part of this show today and coming and talking about your season, and hopefully you guys have the type of season that you want to have this year in preparation. So I want to tell you good luck. Thank you again. And we're going to go on and move on to the next segment, which will be listening to more of LaFleur's marching band, and then we'll come back with our final thoughts. Welcome back to the Springhill Toyota Mobile County Public School High School Football Showdown of the Week. Those were the sounds of LeFlore Rattlers marching band that you just heard. We're here for our final thoughts. Just a couple of things to look for tonight's games. We have, of course, the game of the week, which is LeFlore and BC Rain, which is a big region matchup. Both schools looking to kind of get on the board in region play. It would be really important for one of those schools to take the win so that they can get a win in region play. Also, you have Viger and Centronel, which is a key region matchup. Centronel started the year a pretty hot team. Viger's 0-2, looking to rebound from 2 key losses to Blunt and to Baker, so it ought to be a key matchup between both of those schools. Also, Blunt will be hosting Baldwin County. Blunt started off very hot this year and looking to extend their hot streak against Baldwin County in region play. We also have huge implications in 7A Region 1 with Baker and Theodore, who are both undefeated this year. The winner of this game could possibly be in contention for the region championship in 7A Region 1. Also a key game this week will be Davidson versus Foley. Davidson's looking to get in the win column with 2 tough losses, both defensive battles. Davidson with a tough loss against Daphne to open the year, and then of course a tough region match which against McGill, which ended up last year being one of the probably the best games of the year in the state between both of those teams. Fairhope and MGM's looking to get into the win column and on the board in region play. And then, of course, a big rivalry game with the Murphy-McGill game, which is not only one of the huge rivals in this area, rivalry games, but it also is a key game on the implications for playoffs in 7A Region 1. Thank you for joining us tonight for our Showdown show presented by Springhill Toyota, and we want to thank Springhill Toyota for their hospitality, allowing us to host their show here. And we look forward to seeing everyone next week, and look forward to some good games